Abandonment and success. In life, success in both money or love is often linked to a healthy self-worth. Studies have found when a person has low self-worth, he or she will not be very successful in life. If a child was abandoned, he or she may grow up having very low self-worth. The reasoning is, if the one that loves me the most, like my mother and father, can abandon me, then who am I? With low self-worth, often an individual will self-sabotage their own success, be it love or money, and live a life of unfulfilled desires. Of all the sins in the world, I must say abandonment is one of the most horrific sins. Whether or not we abandon a dog, a cat, a human, or a baby, the devastating effects upon an abandoned life are unmeasurable. For us, human beings, abandonment strips us of self-worth, which is essential to become successful in life. To demonstrate my point, I will take you back some years ago. Here's my personal story. My mother conceived me a week after going to Mrs. Black Mountain. As soon as this pregnancy was known, my dad told her that I was not his daughter, and then he left my mother and me for good. She carried me all the way to birth, and during those times, she often ran off to find my father with me inside. My mother cried often at night alone. According to the Vietnamese custom, she could not return to her own mother. In fact, her mother kicked her out of the house, telling her that she must stay with the in-law and should not bother to go back. Feeling very alone and scared and distressed, yet she must stay and perform daughter-in-law duties. Living with my other grandmother was not easy, as although my grandmother was a very understanding woman, still she is not my mother's mother. Alone in the house with mostly strangers, my mother was very sad and alone. Then I was born, and as it seems, I was abandoned even before I was born. During my 20s, I was very successful. My income was in the 6-digit range, even that was 40 years ago. Yet no matter how much money I made, I managed to spend all on improving my image through clothing and other frivolous items. In the relationship department, I often left the lover. Nobody was good enough for me. Leaving them was so easy too, as I often found another one just as quick. As far as work goes, I am a bona fide workaholic. I married 3 times and had other handfuls of lovers. The symptoms did not show up until in my late 50s. That day I would never forget. I was in Palm Beach, Florida with my French lover. Everything was fine. But for some inexplicable reason, when I saw my lover stood there and had a conversation with the store manager, who was also French, I wanted to cry. I had no idea why. So as quickly as I could do it, I ran into an alley away from the scene and cried my eyes out. This bizarre behavior did not go unnoticed by my lover, but I did not have a single explanation. Prior to this, I was very jealous of everyone with whom he came into contact. From 20-something barmaid to 80-something neighbor, and I noticed, no matter who and what it is, I was jealous. My behaviors were so puzzling to me that I set out to do my research. I stumbled upon a website where the psychiatrist described one of the most common problems for women who are abandoned is their uncontrollable jealousy. Another symptom was the desire to check up on a boyfriend. I realized, yes, what they were talking about was me. The one thing they recommended was to seek out a psychiatrist. But I did not have a lot of money at the time, so I can only do my own research online in hoping to help myself to get out of my predicament. Then I stumbled upon tapping, which is called the emotional freedom technique. Here are images demonstrating how this technique works. Tap the middle of your head. Tap both of your brows. Tap underneath your eyes. Tap below your nose. Tap your chin. Tap your collarbone. Tap underneath your eyes. Tap underneath your armpit. My method of doing this is different than anyone online. It works for me and continues to work for me to this day. Although my insecurities have now down to almost zero, I've continually found myself now and again, still have those insecurities, in the current relationship. The urges to check my lover's phone were still there, but after a few episodes, I decided that it was not right to invade others' privacy, so I stopped it for good. So if you watched this line, and you found that success has eluded you, and you were abandoned as a child, I invite you to work on yourself via the following demonstrations. Here are a few dark corners you might want to check. First, find out, do you have low self-esteem or self-worth? Second, try to remember, what are the thoughts that you scared to check in? You must continuously introspect within yourself to know this. For example, is it the image of your lover, loving someone, is something you rather not confront with? Third, do you often leave a lover first, out of fear that they may leave you? So how to find out if you actually have low self-worth? Using your body for the test. This is called kinesiology muscle testing. There are many techniques, and you may want to do some research to find one that you feel the most accurate for you. For me personally, I like the method of standing up facing north and test body going forward is a yes and backward is a no. You may want to check and see if this technique works well for you. For example, I would stand up straight facing north. I would ask my body in an affirmative voice, my name is Kim, or Bob, etc. If the body sway north, and your name is Tony, then it is a no. If the body sways north, and your name is Kim, then it is a yes. Once you achieve a satisfactory testing technique, you can now make this statement, I have low self-worth. Whichever direction of your body, it is an indication of your self-worth. Remember to use only affirmative, and not a question. If you have low self-worth, use the tapping technique to change it. If you don't change this, you will never have the success you deserve. In addition, do you have a thought that you feel fear to face? In my case, the thought of my lover embracing and kissing another woman sent me to panic. So while I was taping, I called out my fear. Here's an example. While tapping all of the meridian points, I said to myself, I see him kisses another woman, he really loves her, he really is into her, and he will marry her, and he will leave me. My technique sheds light onto these dark corners that we may have fear to see. I called out what I fear. I called out what I like to change. As a result of this, after 30-minute session, tears were rolling on my cheek, and guessed what? I felt peaceful and light. And the thought of my lover kissing another woman invoked nothing within me. Please know that you must continue to be so mindful of this exercise. You may have to do more than once to finally get rid of that negative emotion. So to reprogram the thought, the habit, and behavior, you want to use the tapping technique. Another example, let's say you want to start cleaning the house, but you feel lazy. You will start tapping and calling out like this. I feel lazy, I feel lazy, I feel lazy. Do it for like a few times. While tapping, you will find that the feeling of laziness is gone. Experiment. Now back to my story. Although I achieved success early on in life, I destroyed all of them. At one time I had $1 to my name. Then I lost my house, my job, and filed bankruptcy 3 times. The result of tapping is, as of this writing, I have my own company, and I am doing very well. I travel when I want, I sleep when I want, I eat what I want, and be with a lover when I want. I am also embarking on a long-term business strategy, which enables me to have a very lucrative retirement. Above all, I love what I am doing, and the person I am with. The road to this peaceful place is not easy. There were times I felt so down, so discouraged, and so disgusted with myself for not being strong enough. The man whom I love now, almost walking out of my life due to my still lingering insecurities. I am now on top of my life and controlling it instead of letting it spiral out of control due to my childhood abandonment. I hope you will learn much from this video. I hope you write and let me in on your struggles. I hope to see you again here on the Shell Cartwright Show.